Hello friends, this is a part 14th video lecture of Angular series. In this lecture we will learn about life cycle hooks in Angular. There are total 8 life cycle hooks in Angular. The first one is ng on changes, second is ng on init, third one is ng do check, fourth one is ng after content init, fifth one is ng after content checked, sixth is ng after view init, and seventh is ng after view checked, and last one is ng on destroy. Before starting lifecycle hooks, let's say look when Angular starts executing of lifecycle hooks. Suppose you are on a home page and home page is mapped with home component, and you click on new route, suppose on a contact, and contact route is mapped with contact component. So after clicking on a new route, Angular creates object for that component. This means for the Angular first will create object for contact component, and thereafter Angular executes constructor of that component. After executing these two steps, means after the object creation and constructor execution, Angular starts executing lifecycle hooks. Here I have written all the lifecycle hooks in sequence. Angular executes the lifecycle hooks in the same sequence I have written here. But this is also based on some conditions. Just look the first one, ng on changes. ng on changes hook execute only when component contain @input decorator. If a component doesn't contain @input decorator, then ng on changes will never execute. ng on changes receives simple change object. We can find the current and previous value with the help of simple change object in ng on changes. If any requirement to update the value, then we can do the same inside simple changes hooks also. In ng on changes hook. The second one is ng on init. ng on init we are aware little bit because Angular provides by default ng on init hook to every component during creation, and the core use of ng on init to initialization of the initial values in the component. The third one is ng do check. There are some changes that Angular can't detect automatically. With the help of ng do check hook, we can detect that changes. Just take example, there is a button on the view and that is mapped with some method, and the event type is on click. So on click event we can find the changes with the help of ng do check. And for every changes, Angular executes three hooks: ng do check, ng after content checked, and ng after view checked. This means for every click Angular will execute these three hooks: ng do check, ng after content checked, and ng after view checked. The next is ng after content init. ng after content init called only once after the first execution of ng do check. ng after content checked I already told, this called for every change and after the ng do check. ng after view init, ng after view init called after initialization of component and child component content. It's called only once after view is initialized. ng after view checked called for every changes after the ng after content checked. And ng on destroy is very helpful as per performance purpose. Suppose now you are on the contact page and you clicked on a new route. So after clicking, Angular removed the current component from the DOM, that is contact component from the DOM, and inside ng on destroy it's a good practice to unsubscribe observables and services to avoid the memory leakage and performance issue. So ng on destroy is very helpful as per performance purpose. Let's open some any component and put all those hooks in that component just to look the sequence of execution in Angular. Go to your project repository and then inside users and there is a child component that we have already created, and here if you look, ng on init is already that's provided by the Angular by default. Now put the ng on changes hook on the top of ng on init. You can put anywhere, just I am going to put all those in a sequence, but sequence does not matter here, that will also execute in a sequence even after you put all of the hooks anywhere. But I am going to put all those here in a sequence first, thereafter we will replace the sequence to just to check is it any issue after changing sequence or not. So ng on changes, console.log ng on changes. Put here some content also, just ng on init, copy this and put ng do check, ng after content in it, ng after content checked, copy this and paste here and just replace content with the view unit and view checked, and last one is ng on destroy. Now we have added all the hooks here. Go to your terminal and execute the application ng serve, and this child component called inside parent component, this means when we will execute the parent route, then we can get the impact, look the impact of the child component. Application compiling, compiled successfully. Go to your browser, put to 200, inspect, click on console, and then open the parent route. Add child component where we have written our hooks is called inside parent component. So parent/parent here, and if you look here, the sequence is here: ng on changes first, then ng on init, ng do check, ng after content init, ng after content checked, ng after we have to replace this text also. Looks like we have not replaced, yeah, so just replace view init and in here view checked. Now it's fine. Go to your terminal, compile successfully, clear the console and refresh the page. Now look again, First is ng on changes, ng on init, ng do check, ng after content init, ng after content checked, ng after view init, view checked, and again ng on changes. So if you look here, this all hooks executed 3 times because there are 3 instances of child component inside parent. Means in parent we are calling child component 3 times. That's why all the hooks executed 3 times. The first one is the John, second one is the Rahul, third one is the Geeta. So there are 3 instances available inside parent component of child. That's why all the hooks executed 3 times. So these are the sequence that we have written here in the tutorial section. So these are executing in a sequence: ng on changes, ng on init, ng do check, content init, content checked, view init, view checked, and then again ng on changes. Ng on destroy not executed because that will execute when we will move to the new route. So just remove this and just replace the just change the sequence here to check is it after changing sequence any impact on the hooks execution or not. I am going to put ng on destroy after ng do check and ng after view init going to put at the last. Also change some one more. I added ng after content checked after ng on changes. Now save the changes, go to your terminal, compile successfully, and now here clear the console and refresh the page. If you look here, there is no change in the sequence of execution of lifecycle hooks. ng on changes, ng on init, do check, content init, content checked, after view init and view checked, and again started because of 3 instances of the child component here. So this is the sequence of execution of Angular lifecycle hooks. Just click on the button and look the impact. Here I clicked on the see details, and if you look here, 3 hooks: ng do check, ng after content checked, and ng after view checked. That I have already told. If you remember here, for every changes 3 hooks executed: ng do check, ng after content checked, and ng after view checked. So here for every changes it's for when I clicked on the see details, and this executed 3 times because of the 3 instance of the Angular. ng do check, ng after content checked, and ng after view checked, then again ng do check, content checked, view checked, then again ng do check, content checked, and view checked. Because of 3 instance, this executed 3 times, and for every change these 3 hooks executed. So now we have at least understanding of Angular lifecycle hooks. We have completed this lecture. Let's move into the next lecture.